deep down, I know I might be headed for teardrops. Now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I won't. I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no. Cause I love you, baby. No, 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 no. Can't let you go. Cause I love you, cause I love you, yeah. There was a time I didn't have romance, but after I met you, I felt it was my chance. But nobody tells.
Alrighty, hey everybody, hope you guys are all having a good day, all had a good weekend. It's been pretty productive, I think. Let me double check this. Today is Monday, isn't it? I've been losing track of time here. Me and Loki spent like half the day outside and at the park and actually at a couple parks here. So both me and him are physically exhausted, but I'm excited about what's happening with Bitcoin over the next few days here. So first, let's talk about the Fed meetings coming up over the next few days. Then let's talk about the regular institutional markets. And then we can kind of go over to crypto, US dollar index, and going over to Bitcoin, right? So keep it nice and short. We do have a meeting spanning over the next 2 days here on the 3rd and the 4th of May, where Jerome Powell is going to announce the rate hikes and probably give his thoughts on the economy, upcoming rate hikes, and what he sees going on. For the most part, this week should be unch or bearish, if you will, sideways, choppy, or bearish. The only thing that could really change my mind about that is if Jerome Powell does, like he says he's going to raise the rate hike about 50 basis points, right? That's fine. But if during questions, what if he says something dovish like, well, we've noticed the market has not been particularly healthy as of late for whatever reason, says we might have to slow down the rate hikes. Now, do I think he's going to say that? No, but Jerome Powell has said some really stupid stuff, like when he's not supposed to. He kind of throws all these weird random angles out there to kind of make everybody happy, but at the end of the day, nobody ends up being happy. I'm kind of watching for that coming out over the next few days here. But guys, we'll be watching this pretty closely. During the Fed meeting itself, I don't know exactly what time it is. I'll have to watch out. Maybe I'll do a live in the middle of the day for both tomorrow and the day after, just so we can kind of see where things are going. And maybe I'll have a shorter stream in the afternoon, like a 2-hour stream middle of the day for both Tuesday, Wednesday, and then maybe like a half an hour to an hour stream from 6 o'clock to 7, just so we can all catch up on anything we might have missed throughout the day. And then from there, we don't need the Fed meeting calendar anymore. Today, the market was actually pretty bearish except for the last end of the day. I don't exactly know if there was some big news that came out, but I didn't really see anything good there. The only thing I might have seen was, Europe is about to ban Russian oil. I can actually check that out for you right now. Just type in oil and it'll come up for you. Let me move my little wires around here. There we go. All right, no, maybe it's not up here. Oh, there it is. So Germany will support an EU oil embargo on Russia. So the countries that have been kind of waiting for, what's the easy way to say this? They've been waiting for winter to pass so that they don't rely on so much energy to keep the houses warm. Now that winter has pretty much passed, they're more inclined to support Ukraine and, stop Russia from invading them by cutting off a major revenue source for Russia, which happens to be, oil revenue, right? So we're waiting on that. That may actually soar oil prices higher, which may actually help out the market. And I think that's maybe what we were talking about today. Now, this was updated, I guess, a while ago, but that might have been the only good news I saw today, unless there's some really record-shattering good numbers out here. But no. Okay, yeah, nothing good there. Okay. Oh, and hey, Max. Oh, thanks for upgrading to the Diamond membership, my man. I really, really do appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions. I know you've already been a member, but I really do appreciate it, my man. Thank you very, very much. And so, guys, going over here to the dollar next before we hop over here to Bitcoin, because for the most part, nothing's really happening right now. You see everything like up 1%, down a few percent. You have a few things like SHIB that are down a little bit more than anything else. SHIB's down 5%. AVAX is up 1. Doge is down 2. ADA is down 2. Luna's up 1, and so forth, right? Nothing really major happening there. As far as the dollar index, we finally got a new month here, the month of May. And guys, we do have a double bottom here. It's a pretty clear double bottom. We've clearly broken out above this trend line right here. Excuse me, this neckline here. If I would actually move it there, there you go. We've clearly broken out above it. I'm not going to say this is going to be some type of extremely bullish thing, even though I believe because of the world environment that we're in with the dollar is going to go higher. I'm not basing that off of purely a technical standpoint. You can see right here, this was a clear double top, neckline. We broke down below it, and we didn't come crashing down, right? So it's not always as easy when you're looking at the forex markets, or just the index markets, about what's happening. So even though for a lot of people this will look like a double bottom, and it is. It doesn't necessarily mean a full-on blow-up is imminent, if that makes sense. Now, I believe we are going to break out above these levels of resistance pretty easily over the next few days here, but it's not just because of the double bottom. It's because of real-world events such as Federal Reserve raising rates. The Chinese yuan, which we do a lot of business with, the Chinese yuan is freaking crashing right now. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this. I don't even know if it's been in the news much. We talked about it a little bit before, but USD yuan. I type in yuan. I actually don't know how to spell yuan, so that's embarrassing. All right, here. Yuan. Okay, that's not how you spell it, but that's fine. Yuan. Okay, there we go. U-Y. Okay, hold on. U-A-N. US dollar, Chinese yuan. Okay, this should be the one we're looking for. There you go. And this is the US dollar against the Chinese yuan. So look how much this has moved up in just a couple months now. We don't normally shoot up like this. Normally we're kind of, sideways a little bit here, a little bit there. But the Chinese yuan is freaking crashing right now, against the US dollar. Let's actually bring this over to a daily chart. And look at that. We've just started to kind of stabilize just here a couple days, I guess, 4 days so. Whenever this starts rearing up again, if the currency continues to fall, the dollar will have a nice, easy pop-up here. And as far as anything else, I don't know if the euros have anything to do with it as well. Euro, USD. You can see right here against the dollar, the euro has also pretty much stagnated. So everything's pretty much holding right now, waiting for a rate hike. And then from there, we can decide if we're going to go down, up, down, whatever. That's what we're looking for, okay? So everything is kind of in this weird little holding pattern, just waiting for Jerome to talk, right? I'm not going to call him Jerome Powell. I'm just going to call him Jerome because I think Jerome's a cooler name. But yeah, we're going to keep a close eye on this. Here's the weekly chart. You can also see a double top here, euro against the dollar, and how we're looking to break down. We've actually already broken down below it. How, according to that, we would be coming down a little bit more. But of course, you guys know I don't put too much stock into patterns on these types of market events, okay? So let me X out this one right here. And now we come back over to Bitcoin capitulation, where you guys might be looking to start buying into. I put out a video going into more detail about this earlier today. It's called... Let me double check I can say this. I changed the name actually once or twice, so... The name was changed to Everything You Need to Know About Bitcoin Capitulation. So give it a shot, guys. Watch the whole thing if you can. It does support the channel. A like, a comment, whatever you guys want to get for it. But here we go, guys. This is kind of the gist of it. I go into more detail there, and it goes more into when you guys might want to be buying and stuff like that for better returns. But worry about that another time when you guys are watching it. We all know that we're kind of in this bearish spot at the moment. We have the death cross here, like here and here before it, and even way back over here. We know that we want to be buying around the 200 weekly moving average. All that's kind of, baked in the cake for us here on the channel. What I'm watching now is the 100-week moving average. There we go. Now, we normally don't look at the 100-week moving average. I don't even use the 100, hardly anything else. Maybe a little bit here. This is just kind of something extra you can add on to it. It's not always reliable, but I think if you add this to the fact of breaking down below the 20-month moving average and having the death cross, I think it becomes more relevant after those two things, those two requirements have been met, if that makes sense. Now I can use this as an extra level of information. So going back over here, way back in no man's land, we had the death cross over here, right, a long time ago. We came back down. We held some type of support level. This wasn't the, but ultimately when we came back down below the 100-week moving average, this was a period of time where I wouldn't say you need to like buy ferociously, but I think once we're under the 100-week moving average, that's more of the time where I'm thinking that you guys or anybody out there that wants to start buying into crypto every single day or every single week or every single month, preferably every single day or week, you guys are going to be heavily buying at any time we are underneath this 100-week moving average. Now, this is all the way back in 2014, 2015 when Bitcoin was like $300. Not going to be the best example for us, but if you can see it right here, back in 2018, 2019, as soon as we drop down below it, you buy. This is a weekly chart. You buy like $100 a crypto a week, $100, $100, $100. It adds up on the next rally, right? You do the same here, $100, $100, $100. Now you probably would have wanted me doing more because this was a COVID effect. So naturally, when COVID kind of crashed the markets unorganically, if that makes sense, or in a very bad way, usually they kind of have a more of a V-shaped recovery. So this was kind of an aberration, if you will. But when we get underneath this, it's usually a pretty good time. And you notice right here, we actually broke down below the 100-week moving average a little bit, but we didn't have a death cross. In fact, we're coming off of a golden cross. And on top of that, we also had, we did not break down below the 20-month moving average as well, okay? So we're getting close to it. We're not there yet. As bearish as I am, I have no idea whenever in this month that we're really going to take that hit. It may be tomorrow. It may be in a week. It may be in 2-3 weeks. I do not know. I'm preparing for it, but, I don't know. Personally, this has nothing to do with technicals. We'll go over to the daily chart and some other charts here. I think Bitcoin may have one more bull trap, kind of one fake out. Now, this has nothing to do with technicals. This is my personal opinion. I always feel like Bitcoin catches people off guard before we fall down heavily, and I'm thinking that'll give that. If I see a how do I say this? There's a lot of Twitter people, YouTubers, everybody out there saying Bitcoin is extremely bullish right now. After everything we've seen, Bitcoin is extremely bullish. I think if we have one more bull trap, which again, no technicals point to this, I'm just saying that, right? But that'll give all those people a little bit of juice, like, oh yeah, here we go. And then you actually see people start to buy, and then that's where they get slammed down. That's just my cynical side showing up in the crypto markets. I think that may happen, but kind of almost like what we had right here. You know how we had a little bit of a fake out? Oh, look at that. We're back to normal. We're bouncing. We're good to go. And all of a sudden, we just kind of fell down really hard in a matter of a couple weeks. It's that type of stuff I can see happening here. Even, as we got to the all-time highs, this wasn't too bad. An example here, like this. We had a big old move here before pulling back about 25% last year. Anything else here I can see as far as before a major drop? I guess we're going back a little bit too much further in time. Kind of like right here, where we ran into the 20-day moving average before coming down. Those type of small fake outs. Nothing drastic, but enough to give you false hope. So I'm keeping an eye on that to see if we have it. Again, no technicals point to this as of now. We'll go into an example of where it might happen, but there's no technicals at this moment in time saying, hey, this is definitely going to happen, okay? So if we go over here to maybe the 2-hour chart, that might be the best one, maybe even the 4-hour chart or the 1-hour chart. We have this trend line we're dealing with right now, okay? We got some weird higher lows right here. Nice little bit of resistance. If we break down below this, I'm not too concerned. We'll probably just come back down here to test it out and maybe even break down, but we're not there yet, right? For the bullish kind of guys out there, we want to find a way to get back up here and then have a breakout. The other breakout that we may see is if we go actually over to the 1-hour chart, it just opens everything up a little bit more. We have this, was that a drawing? Yeah, that was a drawing. We have this opportunity for a breakout here, where maybe we can just break out there, maybe have a bounce off the 50 or something like that, and we can try to have a stronger move. That's really what you guys are going to be looking at if you guys think we may have that false breakout. That's what I'm looking at, just to have a false breakout. And so if we have a false breakout, a bull trap, excuse me, I'm not talking about us going back up to 45,000 or anything crazy like that. I mean, we may just go back up here towards 40,000 before ultimately getting kicked back down. That's what I'm talking about, not some type of major parabolic move that you guys can see massive returns on. Mostly a small little pop before we end up dropping, all right? So, but I'm thinking you guys have probably seen this type of short-term chart on a lot of other YouTubers' pages, or maybe even Twitter people, or maybe even Instagram, right? Or maybe even TikTok. You guys have probably seen some type of chart here. I know on Crypto Rover's Twitter page, he's saying this is going to be the big breakout that everybody's been waiting for. So I'm going to be watching this pretty closely. I'm going to see what he has to say about it. On top of that, really the only thing else I'm watching here, we can just go with that for now. We have this little bit of a support line right here. So if we do start breaking down, you know, maybe we'll have a little bit of a stop here at 37,000 or so before eventually falling down even more. But right now we're kind of in this downward move at the moment. And, you know, we're bearish, right? We're bearish. But, you know, a bear would say we might come back up here a little bit later, then just get rejected down, right? But I want you guys to have a plan whether we break out of here or whether we break down here. So that's the main thing. But yeah, we're just not in a good spot, guys. I wish I had better news for you, like I always say. But, I mean, I've been bearish on Bitcoin, I don't know, since mid-February or something like that, for like a really bearish move. And that's because we kind of confirmed that we were in a ascending triangle, even though we broke out above that just to get rejected by the 200 daily, or yeah, the 200 daily moving average, you know, and the death cross here that was coming, in fact. But it's been kind of a wild ride because we did have a good move within there, but ultimately it's just like, you know, you want to see something great happen, but every time you take a closer look at it, it just doesn't look that good, right? So we're hoping for a short-term bounce fake out maybe over the next 24, 36 hours or so. And then after that, we might start testing out, breaking out below these higher lows here. The best way I can think about higher lows right now is that on the monthly chart, here's our higher lows. Where's my little thing right here? There you go. This makes my whole life easier. There we go. One. There you go. So we have the first low at $32,992, pretty much $33,000. After that, we have $34,329. Then the next higher low that we have to worry about here is $37,166. So I think once we start breaking down below $37,000 or $37,166, that's where things get tricky. That's where you might see an acceleration in the downtrend of the market here. There are probably more specific levels. I don't know if I actually go over to the weekly chart here. There you go. The one I think I'm more concerned about right here, yeah, is the 34,329. But that would only happen after we break down below this monthly low here, if that makes sense. So keeping a close eye on it. I'm pretty much just kind of saving capital. I'm still buying stuff like Doge, Elon, some Matic I bought, some Luna. I bought some more of that. I bought some Spell token, some really low market cap coins here. I bought some on BGB the other day. You know, I've been buying up a bunch of stuff, but I haven't been buying large quantities of it from a dollar perspective, right? I mean, I can own thousands of certain coins, but I've only been investing maybe a few $100 a week into these types of coins here, like in total. I'm pretty much just banking a lot of my future revenue on the fact that I think we're going to be crashing soon. And then during that crash is what I'm really going to be waiting for as an opportunity to buy. Because the precise thing that I'm waiting for after all of this bearish news that we've been seeing is I'm waiting for us to hit that wall of volume. What's an easy way to show you this? I normally don't like having volume on the charts because I think it's a hideous thing to have on any chart. Well, not on TD Ameritrade, but you know, on here it just doesn't look good. I have not tried to fix it though, so that's just my laziness speaking. So, you know, during these major points of capitulation, where we tend to break down below the 100-day moving, 100-week moving average, where we also have the death cross, and where we are also breaking down below the monthly charts here, when we have these moments, all right, 1, 2, 3, we capitulated right here, but we didn't actually have any of those other sides, you know, other big things happening. Let me go back over here to the weekly chart. What I'm looking for. There you go. Look at the volume. Low volume, large red selling candle. That's pretty much what I'm waiting for here, guys. That's what I'm waiting for. Now, it may show up like this, where it's just one large red candle, and that's all she wrote. That's the exact time when you guys want to start buying up more and more. Or, because the world's not perfect, of course. Well, this one's actually the same way, downward and up, right? That's a nice, easy one. Look for that big, nasty red candle, and there you go. And then right here. No, there was another one. Oh, okay, I'm missing another one here. But here, no, I think it's on the daily chart here. But on the weekly chart here, a nice, large red volume candle here. Same thing, where you want to start buying. And right here, another large red nice candle. Volume was a little bit more iffy here, but again, this was not a normal rally. Even this move right here really wasn't supposed to happen. This was a COVID move. This was a COVID rally after everybody getting tons of money from the government across the world. Okay, but if we go to the daily chart looking at so much data can be annoying. Let me get this. Let me get the 100-week moving average out of here. Yeah, for now. Well, yeah, for now. Let's go back over here. There you go. 2 bad days of volume, big walls. When you look at it in hindsight, because you won't see any of this type of stuff, you'll only see that. You'll see two monster candles right here. Oh, my face is blocking it. There you go. You'll see two main candles right here, or volume lines, whatever you want to call them, right there, that look larger than everything else. And let's keep on going over here. Let me find the next drop off point on the daily charts. It's so much more difficult here. 2000. No, we want to go to 2018. There you go. Let's zoom in here. You see how the volume looks all tiny compared to it? Huge candles. That's what you're really looking for right there, okay? Nothing comes close. Let's do one more time here, or two more times. Nothing comes close to right here. Of course, afterwards, even it was a COVID thing, so everybody just completely rallied up here and bought. And then where are we at now? Let's go back to the weekly chart here. You see how low this volume is? Oh, whoa. Oh, it's a magnet here. You see how volume keeps on getting low? Lower and lower? We're waiting for that long candle. It's a weird candle, but you guys know what I'm saying. And that's what we're waiting for. And if it comes, which I think it will, that's just my personal opinion, of course. That's when I'm really gonna start all of my savings that I have kind of tied up in Tether or USD, interest accounts. Everything I have on the sidelines. That's why I start moving it over to my wallet, and I start to buy. Like my life depends on it, because this very well could be another life-changing event for me, right? So because most of my money I've made in crypto up to this point has been pretty much tossed to my retirement account, just because everybody says retirement's fine, and I want to be the old person who has my retirement set up, and then I can kind of work for everything else. But it's been beneficial. If I didn't know how to do trading, make everyday money, I probably would have done something different. But the fact that I'm pretty good at the swing trades, the day-to-day stuff, it's been fine for me. But now that I've already done that, my retirement's pretty much fine for for the next 40, 50 years, even though I continually add to it. This is where I can actually take 100% of the profits, pay some taxes, and then the rest of it, I'm just gonna go ham with it in Nicaragua and have some fun, right? Or Belize, which I'm tending more to Nicaragua now. I hate it myself for it, but it's gonna be real fun. But guys, that's kind of the gist of where I'm looking at right now. But even if we go to the daily chart here, look at that. We still have tiny amounts of volume. We do not have a lot of volume in this market right now. We are waiting for a large red candle here. Or, for the bearish perspective, we're hoping for some type of larger, green candle here. But man, we didn't even have them on the last all-time high rally, right? We didn't even get that candle here. We got smaller right here. For the more bullish stuff, I probably wouldn't even be looking for a green candle at that point. What I'd probably be looking for is something more to the effect of a golden cross happening or something like that, or maybe us just holding some of these levels. But I've already been buying, not a lot, but a decent amount of crypto just in case we did find support at these levels and then we start another rally. But I just don't see another rally happening at this moment in time, at this moment, right? Okay. We can go to the 15-minute chart here. Well, actually, 1 hour chart. I want to pull up the other trend line here just so we can see what happens if we break out. Last time I did a small trend line, we actually had a false breakout, which wasn't too much fun. But, we always get tricked every now and again. There we go. Probably best to go from the body right here, yeah. Downward channel. And then we have a slight uptrend right here, just a slight one to see what happens. I think we may see an acceleration on the downward trend if we do break down below this, though. Okay. Oh, I forgot my head is kind of in this random little spot floating around in the world. All right, there we go. There we go. Otherwise, here we're just kind of getting stopped up at a Fibonacci level. Not much else going on in the market. Patiently waiting for the market to make a decision. I don't know which way we're going. Let me get this nasty volume off of here. But, you know, just a waiting game at this point in time. I'm thinking about over the last week, there's been a large shift from bulls to bears, which has been pretty interesting because you guys know I've been pretty bearish for a while now. So it's kind of nice to have some friends over here in the bear family. And if you're wondering, I'm not happy we're going down as far as like Bitcoin dropping in price, at least my opinion, right? I'm more happy that I'm going to have such a great opportunity to buy so much crypto up that'll make me more money in a few months to like a year or so, okay? That's my main goal here, why I'm so happy about, well, giggly about the potential for a capitulation on Bitcoin's part. Because once we capitulate, then we can start thinking about a whole new cycle. And, you know, once you've bought in at the low of the cycle, you know, everything else seems kind of like, so what? You know, we're going up, down, and we're going down here. But, you know, like a few months after the capitulation, we're like, oh yeah, Bitcoin's already up like 20-30% from those times where we bought. So every small move, it takes it's not going to be as stressful for you guys, if that makes sense. When you guys are trading now, a lot of the small moves that, you know, I don't really care about, most people don't care about as far as, you know, full-time traders, a lot of people that are kind of new to the crypto world, they're going to be caring about every single up and down, and it's just going to weigh on them. Butterflies, sorry, my dog is having a bad dream. They're going to have those butterflies in the stomach, which are normal for new traders, but it's really not something you want to feel, right? So this will help you out as well. So if you guys want more in-depth information about all of that, really watch that video that I posted today. Everything needed about Bitcoin capitulation. It's going to help you guys out a lot. And I'd recommend that you guys open up a new exchange specifically for those holdings, because what tends to happen is you guys will buy, and a lot of times after you buy, the price will continue going down because we're still capitulating, of course. So you guys will be buying. But while you guys are buying, you guys may not want to see, you know, your Bitcoin position down 5, 10, 15% after you buy, your Matic position down 20, 30% after you buy as well. You know, and you can continue to buy during that time, but some people don't have the stomach for that. So if you guys want to kind of help yourself out, I have a couple links down that video. Sign up for one of them. It could be KuCoin or BitGet. They're both really good. And that'll help you guys just kind of keep all that separate, because I don't want you guys to buy at the best time possible, then sell a couple days later because we dropped an extra 10, 15%. All right. And then what happens is after you sell, we just start going back up, and then you hate yourself. Then you're waiting for another buying opportunity, and then you miss the next buying opportunity, and then you get mad again, and then you just like you throw your phone at the wall or some stuff like that. It happens more than you guys think, right? So that's the reason I'm saying don't be afraid to make another exchange for you guys. It'll help you out a lot. And I like the BitGet and the KuCoins because they have pretty sound security, and you know, apps not as reliable. I don't like them for such long-term holds. When it comes to the amounts of money I'm thinking that you guys may be buying if Bitcoin does capitulate, because that'll be like, you heard people do second mortgages on the house and really stupid investments. Well, normally that's a crazy thing to do, but it works out sometimes, or it works out a lot when they buy on Bitcoin capitulation, but don't do it. But that's kind of the only rationale I could ever think about where it would be smart to do something so stupid, right? So don't do it, but I'm just saying that's kind of how the cycle works here. Yeah, we're in a bad spot, right? We have an opportunity to break out over the next few hours. That's what people are kind of hoping for. If you guys go over to Twitter, get my sip of tea. I got some very berry Monte today. It's awesome. Whoa, 26, almost 27 million of XRP transferred to an unknown wallet. 40 million XRP transferred to an unknown wallet to Bitstamp. Oh, from Gemini to unknown wallet. So there's a lot of money being moving, coming on right now. Matt Wallace, no. Joe Biden, boring. I watched full speech to get on sleep. uh, Longs liquidated 18 million, shorts liquidated 24 million. Not much is going on here. But let me go over here to what I was actually going to type and just go to Bitcoin. This guy. This guy is bullish even when we're bearish. It's to increase his Twitter following is what I get, but yeah, he's entertaining. Um, Always buying the dip is a proven working strategy in Bitcoin. That's true if you're a long-term investor. Don't just keep buying the dips just for the sake of buying the dips. Imagine to keep on buying the dip. Like he's keep buying the dip every dip after 69,000. You're not going to be happy with the results at this moment in time, are you? No. You're going to be happy in like a couple of years or maybe a year from now, but you would have been much better served just waiting for the bottom to buy back in, and then from there your profits would be much better and much more reliable than trying to do the dumb way of just buy a little bit here, buy a little bit there, dip, dip, dip. And gosh darn, this is such an emotional roller coaster. Why would you ever do that to yourself? So this is his thought right here. He thinks we're going to break out here. This is a daily chart Bitcoin USD. The heck? That's not even. He's not going off of wicks or bodies. Maybe no, he's maybe going off of bodies to the bottom one, but not off the top. This isn't a real trend line. Okay, that's weird. I'm not going to show you something that's not real. Maybe anything else here? It's headed the other way, sir. Okay, this is people kind of making fun of him or agreeing with him, both. Anything else here? This is a real trend line, or not really, but it's more detailed, I guess you would say. Support, resistance. Yeah, we're due for a breakout here. Is basically what he's talking about. We just talked about this in the 4-hour, similar, but I'm looking at a different one. He's using. This is a 1-hour chart here. He also has this in here as well. All right. So we have this one to be watching as well in the 1-hour chart. My thing is, if we break out above this somewhere over here, that's going to give us about a $700 boost if we do break out above it. And I mean, we could. I would just rather wait till we get up here. I'm not going to really take that small day trade, especially with you guys and the Federal Reserve meeting coming out tomorrow and Wednesday. There's no real reason to try to trade off of this. It's better to trade off of something a little bit more helpful, like a larger move up here, a way larger move. But here's the 4-hour of what he's talking about. On this example, though, we do have a falling wedge, which is a bullish reversal, so that could be kind of cool to see. But the way the whole market's looking, not as likely, right? Let me back that off right there. Yeah, that should be fine for now. There you go. But guys, if we do capitulate, it's not going to just be some massive red candle. It might be a few bad weeks or a bad week or two, and then we have one long daily candle with that huge volume in there. That's going to be the capitulation. So don't fall for something like I don't know if I can find a good example in a few seconds, but that's COVID. So you see, this is what it looks day by day. The last capitulation. Bad day, bad day, bad day. If the capitulation really didn't happen, can I make this full? Yeah. Capitulation didn't really happen until, well, you can say the first level of capitulation happened right around here, November 14th or whatever. But then we also kept having bad time afterwards, right? And that's why I'm looking at the weekly charts more than the daily charts, and also why I'm giving you guys the 200 weekly moving averages, because that's also a good idea. Hey, we're there, right? We're there. So if I go over to the daily chart here, let me get rid of all the moving averages and the volume, and let's go to the 200 weekly moving average. Now, when you look at this, it kind of looks like, okay, I can kind of see myself buying at this zone. It may not be the bottom, kept on going down. May not be the bottom, kept on going down. But if you bought just at this, and a few days later you were up 64%, you would not be selling at that point in time. But unless you wanted to make a quick buck, which is nothing compared to how much money if you just wait, right? It's just easier on the taxes as well. But if you just buy here at the 200 weekly moving average, look at that. 120% just for holding for about 3 months, right? Not bad. Not even 3 months. And again, the next time you come back over to it, you buy over here. It actually holds up pretty well, actually. But then, on the next little cycle here, 194 days, about, half a year or so, 340%. Right here, 2020, COVID, of course. You buy at the line, you lose an extra 30% because that's how volatile the market is. but you just hold it like another, 52 months, 60 days, you're up 82%, right? So tell me we're going to get those type of results in the stock market. The key is you just have to understand that we may go down below it, but you can't panic during that time. If you panic, it's game over. If you panic, you don't need to be in the stock market or the crypto markets, right? You just don't, right? I like the stock market more than the crypto markets because of how safe it is, but the crypto markets are just making me more money, so I like putting some good capital here, right? You just have to manage your risk a little bit more. But as far as this market's concerned, I'm ready for a big drop. I'm waiting for it. But again, there are still so many things that have to happen, so I'm patiently just waiting, right? Just waiting. All this volume looks like nothing, right? That's what we're looking for. A nice, juicy red candle. But look how much we came down before we even had the capitulation. Let's see, from this little hop right here, Bitcoin came down about 27, 28% before we actually had the capitulation on the daily candle, right? So be careful about when you want to buy. I mean, to be frank, right, you guys don't want to be buying this whole way down, but I'm going to be buying a lot more once we've capitulated and during that time frame afterwards. This one was a lot different because we never actually had any of the death crosses and the really bearish signs, which is why so many people were caught off guard during this move here. The only thing we really had to go off of was the actual death crosses, but those really weren't something crazy for us. Weekly chart, there you go, right? The death cross right over here. That's really the thing that kind of set everything in motion. But before that, there was no big, huge move symbolizing a full-on capitulation. All right. So let me go back over here to the 50-minute chart. Kind of waiting this sucker out. There we go. All right. Q&As, questions. If you guys have anything to ask, let me know. Members first, of course. And again, Max, thanks for upgrading to the diamond level. I really do appreciate it. And hey, Max, thank you, Mike. Your videos have taught me a ridiculous amount this year. Hey, dude, I'm happy about that. I'm still working on being more entertaining and whatnot. There's another YouTuber out there that I actually like. I forget his name. You guys watch him, I think, every once in a while. But I'm starting to get the gist of YouTube more, and I'm trying to help you guys as much as possible. The videos may not be as pretty because I'm a trader first, YouTuber second, and I really don't see that changing for the foreseeable future. Maybe during the next time we have an altcoin season or another big bull rally, maybe I'll just put trading aside and just kind of buy some longer term positions during that time frame, and I might just make this full time for like three months in a row while I'm kind of teaching you guys everything, and then kind of go back to trading in this kind of YouTube half kind of hybrid model, if you will. But I do appreciate it. And, if you guys ever have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to make a video for you guys, even if it's just like a personal video, especially for you members out there, especially Diamond members. I haven't had a request for a Diamond membership video in a while, but if a Diamond member has a question they want a video on, I will do that. And that's what the $25 a month buys you, right? All right. Hey, Ken. Hey, Babyfish. Maybe a long wick if we break below 37K. I can definitely see that too. But I think, I could always see this being just like a slow bleeding drop like we have with every major crash, like slow. And then all of a sudden, whoosh. And then people are crying, people are freaking out, people are saying, I'm never trading crypto again. That mindset. Right now, people are just kind of bored. We're not scared. We're not excited. We're just bored. The calm before the storm, we could really go crazy up here. We can go crazy down. I mean, I think the majority of people now are bearish about it after only a few people were bearish over the last few months. It'll be fun to watch though, regardless. I'm still, bearish, of course. Hey, Elmer, any good options plays in your mind, Mike? No, I have not been looking at options for the last few days here. I talked a little bit about maybe, I told Babyfish, maybe you want to look at Netflix calls for a short-term pop, and they popped up a little bit today. But after the Netflix puts, I told you guys, I think it was last week, I think it was last week I told you guys to buy the Netflix puts. Let me double check that. I don't want to say something wrong here. Netflix puts are going to... Also, 2 weeks ago, Netflix puts. I told you guys about that. I haven't been looking at as many options just because the market's been too choppy. The market, unfortunately, over the last few weeks here, we have been breaking technicals and not honoring the results of breaking down or breaking out because the market's been so choppy. If I can't trust the technicals I'm seeing on my own screen, I'm not really inclined to be trading that much in this market environment. If there's any other major earnings coming out this week or so, like anything else, maybe I'd be looking to trade some of those as earning plays, but those are still really high risk, and I don't really recommend it too much. As far as options are concerned, I have not been looking at too much stuff. The best thing you guys can do, and during this kind of choppy weather where everything is so much more difficult to trade, is one of two things. You can try to practice paper trading with options, right? That means like signing up for Robinhood, Webull, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity. We have paper accounts. I don't think Robinhood has paper accounts. Or what I like to do, and you could still paper trade with this, I actually prefer to day trade a lot of the main tech stocks, a lot of the NASDAQ stocks, a lot of the S&P 500 stocks. And by that, I mean, over here, if I open this up, and I'll just go to YouTube breakouts. Okay, what's something that may be fun to trade here? We got Apple, okay? So here's Apple's daily chart. You see it's been all over the place, choppy, oppy. We found a little bit of support. We're holding that support right now for an opportunity to have a nice little rally here going up for the next few days if nothing crazy happens. So we kind of found this nice level of support, okay? Now, we're about to have a death cross here. We're about to have a bunch of death crosses here, actually, which is not going to be good. Apple still hasn't had its major death cross here, guys. The 50 with the 200. When that happens, ouch. Give it some time, though. But in the meantime here, let's check out the 5-minute chart. All right, so let me get this out of here. Maybe just put it up here. All right. And then let me get out of this point because we don't need that for the long term. What you're going to be looking at is for some type of breakout that you might want to be buying into. On the 5-minute chart, I mean, you really only have a small one, and it's not even that good. So Apple probably wouldn't have been a good thing to do today. So it was simply just see that downtrend. We broke out. You guys might have had a day trade for maybe about 20 to 30 minutes throughout the day. That would have been the only trade I could really see right there. Any candle, any volume movement? No, not really. No, not really towards until after the breakout happens. On the other hand, here maybe the 15-minute chart looks a little bit nicer. Anything else from the 15-minute chart? Now we broke down below that. Didn't even approach that. Didn't even approach that. Pre-market high. That's what we stopped off at. Yeah, I mean, it would have been very, very hard to make a trade off of Apple today. You would have had to take a big risk if you even wanted to buy that. Was Microsoft any better? No, you barely had anything to work off of today. You had the resistance that broke out. I mean, that would have been a short-term play there as well. Uh, a breakdown there, you could have shorted it or bought puts on it right here like everybody else does. If you guys don't know, whenever you break down below a triangle, a lot of times we come back up to retest it, and then we get shorted down heavily. So just for you guys' future knowledge, that might have been a good move there. Netflix, a little bit of a move, but not really much going on there as well. The whole market was just choppy. And when I see stuff like this, I mean, it was even Friday, right? Nothing just looks appetizing. Look at that. Nothing looks appetizing from a breakout perspective. No real easy patterns to break out. They're all just kind of downtrends that were broken, and that can be kind of hard sometimes, right? Here's Facebook. We kind of stopped at a Fibonacci level today. I mean, that was kind of nice. We got choppy around this Fibonacci level. So, there's not much I can see right now saying, hey, I want to be not even day trading this market. Wow. Maybe tomorrow will be a little bit better, but it's just going to be difficult for the foreseeable future in the options markets here. So be careful. You don't have to trade options every day. This is definitely kind of a picky time where you guys want to just be like taking it easy. Mostly because Jerome's about to talk over the next couple of days, right? Whenever Jerome talks, we have to listen because it'll be it's for our benefit that we listen to what he says. And in going to that, I'll probably be I'll probably go live tomorrow or Wednesday whenever he's actually giving his formal statement. I think that might be Wednesday, so maybe Tuesday normal time stuff. Wednesday the more, let's hear him talk in real time, and I'll put him on things so we can hear about him, and we'll see the prices of the dollar index and the Bitcoin and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq kind of all working at the same time, side by side, and see how everything kind of works out that way. But right now, whoosh, it's hard. Let's see. Hey Matt, Nasdaq has been absolutely slapped for the last 2 months. Of course, yeah, of course. So I've been bearish on the stock market for like a year now. I sold off all my stocks like a year ago. As far as my long-term holdings, and I've just been kind of selectively picking stocks that I feel like are very cheap for the long run. Like I've been starting to buy Robinhood and stuff like that. I'm just patiently waiting for that. And my thing for that was when I started noticing the economy start to turn, you saw the market kind of do a little bit of, we don't know what we're going to do. We're going to go sideways. And I just took that moment to take my profits after kind of an amazing run that the stock market had. And then, I think it was like 6 months later, Meet Kevin said he was selling off his stocks as well. So I was like, okay, woo, okay. So people are starting to buy into this kind of weird thing I had going on in my own head, right? Because I didn't share this with anybody. I told you guys I was selling because of the bad economy, but that could just be some random YouTuber ranting, right? I want to have some confidence as well. And so when I started seeing all these huge YouTubers also start to sell off stuff, it was like, okay, sweet, right? But everything's just getting hit hard. Earnings are not going to be good, or earnings were not good for a lot of companies. And the fact that China is still shutting down parts of their economy, that's not good for anybody. We are intertwined with China. Remember I just told you guys about the dollar index, how it's been shooting up partly because China's been the Chinese yuan has been crashing, right? Well, that affects Bitcoin. That affects all of us over here. We would love to see a strong yuan against the dollar because that means the dollar is going down. We would love to see a strong euro against the dollar, but their economies are not the American economy. The European economy, it's nice, but it's not nearly as strong as the American economy because think about it. All the stuff we have over here, we kind of we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, all this kind of crazy stuff. I don't know, TikTok. Yeah, well, TikTok's now American, isn't it? Well, all of that is exported all across the world, and all that advertising money, in part, comes back over here. All that money, all those funds. And so all those jobs are also, for the most part, all around here. So we're kind of giving services on the digital front across the world, and they're paying us cold, hard cash for it. And so that money is kind of being siphoned out of their economies into ours, and that's why we're allowed to have so much extra cushion, if you will. And it's not just with tech, of course, but that's the kind of gist of it. And that's why everything going on in Europe right now is such a problem because all of their economies are getting kind of not wrecked, not destroyed, nothing catastrophic, but they're starting to have their own problems because they've been forced to rely on Russian oil because Russia over time has been promoting the green energy plan of Europe, like go green energy, go green energy, go green energy. But the energy security aspect of it was kind of not put at the forefront, and I think kind of going back in time, yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, I never thought Russia was really going to be stupid enough to invade another country. Maybe Europe thought the same thing. I don't know. But now, now Russia's the laughing joke of the world because their military sucks. I mean, right? That whole perception of Russian military might has just kind of hit the fan, right? So the whole world is kind of a weird spot. It should get better over time. We may even see better than expected inflation numbers over the next month or two. Although if Europe really does ban Russian oil, get ready for the oil prices to maybe have another spike up here. Watch list. Let's go with crude, yeah, oil. We've kind of been in this choppy weather so far. It actually looks like we're trying to consolidate for another move here. So we broke out here. We found support at the old trend line, of course, like we always do. There you go. But it looks like now we're kind of in this weird little thing. Like this isn't even a good. No, This isn't even going to be accurate for us. We're kind of just waiting it off. Although, no, I wouldn't call that a double bottom here. We're just consolidating, waiting for a move to come up, but we're just kind of in this choppy sideways move. As soon as we see some movement on the Europeans banning Russian oil and maybe what's the other one? I'm gonna forget the name of it. Natural gases. Then you might see a lot of these numbers spike up, and that may or may not have a drastic effect on the market. Maybe a good effect short term on the stock market, proceeding by bad, worsening economic inflation, which would therefore lead to worse earnings during the next quarter. Right? So we're in a mixed bag, but majority of it's kind of bad. Oh, that's the wrong Bitcoin chart. Which Bitcoin chart did I have up here? That one? Yeah. But just patiently waiting, guys. What we got? Would it be a good time to buy the dip on Bitcoin 37 or lower? Miguel, for like really detailed information, I would watch I would watch this video right here. Oh, geez, what is it? Everything you need to know about Bitcoin capitulation. That'll go way more in depth than I will on this video. But a basic thing to look at is what I'm looking for is the 200 weekly moving average, which is going to be somewhere in the mid 20s over the next few months or so, month or two probably. Right now the 200 weekly moving average is creeping up. So every single week it goes up and up and up. So one week it may be at 21,000, the next week it may be at 21,500, next week 22,500. It's going up right now, so it's going to change weekly. So it's something you want to be aware of, but you're not going to be looking at it every single day. You're really going to be waiting for that and some of the other signals I told you guys about earlier. Hey Kevin, what is a safe leverage to use if there's a big drop? A safe leverage is whatever you think it is. It goes off to how much capital you have and how much money you're actually willing to risk in the market. Because for a lot of these major exchanges, they have a risk level of about 70% margin. If you start creeping up above that, they give you a warning. Then ultimately they liquidate your account. And so, if you, for me, 2 to 3% leverage is safe. 2 to 3% leverage. And if you guys want to buy with leverage, I have a couple links down below for you guys to do. They both have paper trading accounts you can practice before you trade with leverage. But 2 to 3% is going to be safe. So that means for every percentage Bitcoin goes down after you buy it, you're only going to be losing 2 or 3%. Which, it's not going to go down maybe an extra 50% after you buy, nothing crazy like that. So you're not going to be risking losing over like 100, 150% of your initial buy-in price. But you have to be able to use that amount of leverage, right? But you also have to have enough cash in that particular account to cover the price going down more and more and more, right? If you don't have that, you can't go all in on one of these plays. You have to kind of buy over time, and then you might have a bunch of plays open. But as long as your leverage isn't too stretched out, you should be fine. You just gotta manage that pretty carefully though. But 2 to 3% leverage, if you guys are going to be buying on the dip for a long-term hold, definitely can go for that. Anything else above that, you can do it, but usually when you do that, you're not going to be investing as much cash. So instead of investing like $1,000 at 3x leverage, you may be investing $500 at 2x leverage, or no, $500 at like a 10x leverage, something like that. And then also having a bunch of cash on the sideline, kind of helping that out. But once things start to stabilize after those few days of rockiness, then what you can do is you can actually start using that capital to buy in other leverage positions, right? So that's kind of the goal there. But even then, you're still going to have a good amount of money on the sidelines to protect yourself, because if any for whatever reason we have another drop down, which happens every now and again, you got to be set up to take on the extra risk without being forced to be liquidated, right? And if that means you go a little bit too heavy in the beginning, then you realize you kind of freaked out a little bit, you want to scale some of that leverage off, you can definitely do that. BitGet allows you to change the leverage mid-trade. That's why I like BitGet. So if I feel like I'm a little overextended, I can actually change the leverage mid-trade, and I'll take a loss on part of that trade if I'm going down, right? Or I'll take profits if I wasn't. But it's nice to be able to change your leverage mid-trade. So that's kind of cool as well, in case you wanted to ever try that out. But again, that's only for BitGet. I think I don't know if KuCoin does that, but I have links below if you guys want to try out those specific exchanges. They're both fantastic. I like BitGet right now more than KuCoin, just because BitGet also has a really good coin that's been popping off lately. But that's about it. Hey Robin, I would time your Dogecoin price to Bitcoin's price. This is going to be my answer to anybody that has something specific about another coin, maybe besides Luna. Whenever Bitcoin crashes, if Bitcoin does crash, you will see crashes amongst all the coins. You will see coins that you thought were going to be so solid and safe get destroyed and wrecked. And it will traumatize a lot of new traders that probably just jumped in the market of 2021. You want to be trading all of these altcoins off of Bitcoin's moves. So there will be technicals that you might be able to fall on Dogecoin or Matic or ADA or any of these other coins. But if we go over here and let's move this Bitcoin chart here. Let's get this to the weekly chart. Okay. And what's a coin that's been around for a long time? Let me just actually make a month chart so I can kind of try to see if I can scale this out so I can see what coins have been here for a while. So maybe Matic 2019. I want something older than that. ADA 18, no. XRP, no. 17. I'm trying to think of anything really that's been around for a long time. I just can't recall anything like that. Link. A lot of coins that we know today, they've been around for a while. Gala, Ape, no, Ape's definitely not for a while. Maybe Litecoin, maybe just Litecoin here. 2017. No, a lot of this has been older stuff, yeah, hasn't it? Maybe we can go after the 22 drop, maybe. Ethereum Classic, maybe. Yeah, okay. You see, yeah, we don't even have all the moving averages here. What's the best way to do this? So this was the week of March 9th. Okay. So in this little period of time where we actually had the big drop down, right, the breakdown. So this exact week that we had the really bad time was March 9th. Okay, so that's right. This one. No, that's right. Oh, this is the monthly chart. That's why. Okay, there you go. Like everything else, had a little bit of a pop right here, but then we dropped. Now this is just March 9th. March 9th right here. So from the week open to where it went down the most, Ethereum Classic dropped 50% in 1 week's time. In 1 week's time, off of a capitulation move. So, all the coins that we like, just understand there is a good chance the altcoins will get hit harder than anything you guys can like perceive at this moment in time. Here's the move from a daily chart perspective. Remember we had the hump, and this exact day right here was March 20th. Let's see, March 12th. From that one day, we came down 43%. Okay? Capitulation move. They're not really nice things. Now, you can also see we dropped down 40% that one day, but from the point that we started to really break down, let's say all the way back here, Matic lost about 75% of its value through that time frame. The good thing now is, this is why I wish that we can go back until the 2018 time, because that made life a little bit easier for us if we could kind of follow this breakdown. December, we can try to go with this. Okay. Let's go weekly here. So from when the drop really started off here, November 12th, 2018, that's right here. Those 2 weeks, Ethereum Classic dropped 65%. All right. Anything else I can probably show? FTM, is FTM that old? No, 19. Litecoin. Yeah, okay. So Litecoin in that same time frame, this is November 12th. Yeah. And those 2 weeks, Litecoin, again, being this was one of the big three back in the day. If you guys know, nobody really pays attention to Litecoin today, but back in the day, this was something big. That dropped down to about 56%. So not even one of the bigger coins. Or I don't know why. I've been looking at Ethereum for the last few minutes, not even thinking that Ethereum has been around for a while, right? And then going over here from November 12th to when it found its bottom there, and those, I guess a month here, a little bit over a month, Ethereum dropped down 61%. All right, so now, do I think we're going to drop that much? Probably not, just because there's so much more institutional money here. But I just want you guys to wrap your head around the fact that we could have a really, really bad week. It'll look like everything is gone to hell, and you guys will still have to be able to buy during those market conditions if you guys want to be able to make, a good substantial amount of money down the road. Now, once you guys buy, then you guys got to decide, hey, how long do I really want to hold this sucker, right? Because maybe our next rally is going to look something more like this, and maybe not like, this. But if you're me, the way I'm doing it personally, and you guys don't have to follow me on this, once I buy it, I'm holding it till we reach like $100,000 or wherever we reach that next big altcoin season, because then my Bitcoin will also be soaring, right? But then after that, all of my altcoins will be soaring. Some altcoins will be up, some altcoins will go down 100%, right? Not many, I don't believe, but some will go up a couple 100%. Some will go up a few 1,000%, and maybe if I'm lucky, I've been buying so many altcoins. A couple may go up like 20, 30,000%, and that's where the life-changing money kind of comes in fact there. All of it's life-changing money, but you get my point there, right? So get ready for a roller coaster. But again, nothing is set in stone. Just because I'm bearish on crypto and I've been bearish for the last month or two, doesn't mean we're necessarily coming down right now, this moment in time. We still have the death cross. We still have resistance up here at the 20-week moving average. But I can still see us having... I tweeted something specifically. I just always forget what I tweet because I don't tweet that often. How do I do this? I don't know actually how to look at my own tweets. Wait, there's my face. No? How do you find your own tweets? Home. Profile. There we go. Oh yeah, Voyager, yeah, sent out some weird message. No. I thought I put something out there. Oh, yeah, this was a few days ago. I think we need one last bull trap before we start moving down to $35,000. So I'm kind of waiting to see if that happens there. I got to get more active on Twitter. I just made an account a month ago, maybe. I don't know, a month ago. Um, but right now, guys, for all that, remember, we have support levels. Got one right there. Got one right there. Got one right there. And got one right there. From just a basic trend line, easy way to look at this is some of the levels you guys can be looking at right here. That's it. One, two, three, four. There's more, there's less, depending on which charts you're looking at, of course. But that's what I'm looking at right now. That's what I'm looking at right now. And let me go back over here. This one, on the other hand, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There you go. But I'm a cynic. That's the only reason I think we may have a nice little pop here over the next few, like a day or two, as far as maybe a short term rebound. It's just because of my cynicism of thinking that, hey, if I'm a greedy Bitcoin whale that wants to short Bitcoin down, I'm going to give all these suckers false hopes. They buy in as much as possible. So when I short or sell my Bitcoin on them, they're freaking out, right? So I feel like this happens more than I would like to see. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, maybe that's what's going to happen. No proof that that's going to happen. Nothing at all. Just kind of like my cynicism in the market. If I was a rich guy, what would I do to annoy people? That's what I would do. Maybe one day I'll be that rich enough to do it, but I feel like not. Hmm. Oh, my sister's cat somehow snuck downstairs, and she's trying to get back upstairs. Uh, she'll be fine for now. Loki's just sitting right here, just chilling out, watching the cat be a fool. um, and hey, Chef, happy to see you. Hope tomorrow at work is better than today. Let's see. And hey, Elmer, happy to see you back. You've been out of your portfolio since most mid November. A lot of people have. A lot of people have just been kind of waiting on the sidelines here. I've been buying up the whole time, just kind of accumulating more for my long term positions and some for swing trading positions. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, especially since January, so this new year, we've been extremely boring in this market. So everybody's just kind of waiting for something big to happen. I'm more of on the bearish side. There are some people on the bullish side. Logie, I got a treat for you. Come here. Don't mess with the cat. Got a treat in here somewhere. Yeah, come here. Say hello to all the nice people. Yeah, there you go. He was covered in mud a few hours ago, like completely covered. You can see his butt right here, still has some mud in it. This guy found the deepest mud puddle he could, the blackest mud puddle, and just dove into it today. Well, go play. Well, not with Loki. Here, give him a treat so he'll wander off. There you go. All right. But yeah, so I'm keeping a watchful eye out for that mini breakout. But of course, if you guys want to see the technicals, I just showed them to you a few minutes ago. You could either do it on the 1 hour or the 4 hour charts right here, right? Might even be able to do this. Yeah, there you go. Probably the best one you guys could do for now. Nice long trend line, or you guys can go for the shorter trend line here. But I don't like doing that too much at all. Look at that. This is since January. This is an hour chart since January. Look at that. Tells a really complicated story right here where we're trying to break out of it. And I think, I mean, we definitely can still break out of this, guys. I mean, I know it looks bearish and everything like that, but we can still break out of it. Normally, when we have these larger moves down, right, it was kind of the same way. I don't know if I can zoom out long enough. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Downward moves here, and then all of a sudden, one thing just kind of knocks us out. Hopefully, we can break out of that. But even this one, I mean, okay, this I'm gonna have to just do a eyeball because the magnet's not gonna work here. Back over here, we did actually have a false breakout before ultimately falling back down. Uh, Actually, what about the 67,000 all-time highs here? We had a little bit more of a down. My dog. We ended up going down a little bit before ultimately doing that move. But even here, I mean, look at this. We had a little bit of a fake out, popped above some of the moving averages here, had a golden cross, golden cross was good, then boom, we just got tanked. So I mean that even fooled me because we had never had any of the other bearish moves besides that original death cross right here, right? And we were so far away from the 20 monthly moving average. Logie. Oh, this is Ethereum. Okay, well, that same thing, same concepts, I guess you would say. Coinbase. There we go. Hey Ken, do you think Bitrex is a decent exchange? They have a few tokens I want. I have never tried them out. I think I tried them. Oh, actually, I think I tried them out a long time ago and I didn't like it. Um, I think they should be fine if you want to buy coins for a long term. I didn't really go there for buying like a spot, like buying spot, if you will. I went there more specifically to do futures trading. And I didn't like the futures exchange, but that was a while ago. I haven't checked it out recently, so I would say give it a shot if you want to. I think it's trustworthy if that's what you're asking. I just don't like the user interface, but this was a while ago, so they could have changed up a lot of stuff. So definitely give it a try. See if they have a paper trading program, which you can kind of try things out first and see if you like it. Or what you could do is you could just go over there, open an account, buy, put some, deposit some money in there from another wallet, and then from there just buy the coins you want, transfer them to another wallet, or just keep them in there just for safekeeping. Either way works. Logie, I just hear the cat going meow. Hey, chef, the customer service is the worst. Oh, yeah, I used to work in customer service. I used to work at a call center a long time ago, back when it was one of my college summer jobs. Well, it's not a fun thing to deal with. And hey, chef, yeah, the stock market's not looking too good. Tomorrow's going to be the big day, though, with Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve meeting. So the meeting is going to last Tuesday and Wednesday, so tomorrow and Wednesday. So we're just going to be looking to see if he has any good news there. We're also looking out for Europe banning Russian oil. If they do that, you may see the oil prices skyrocket here again. And, they're just making inflation worse for everybody, all the common people. So it's not going to be a good ride. You probably will see. You might see inflation numbers that come out this month actually be not too bad, but then going back to next month, they actually may be worse, which may give a huge whiplash to the market, which will make things even more choppier here, right? So maybe that good news may help us out, but the dollar index is definitely not where we want it to be. The dollar index right now is bullish for the dollar. So one last thing here. The DXY is what it's called. Logie, there we go. We're at the resistance here, and we're trying to break out above it. I mean, we've already broken out above it technically, but right now we're just kind of in this holding pattern, waiting for Jerome Powell to talk, and then from there we're going to see if we can make that jump up above like 104 levels. Okay, but I mean, we've been above this before. I want to stress that we've been above this before. Back in 1999, we were above it. We came crashing down from 2000s and so forth because we got more infrastructure and all that good stuff. Came down. Now we're trying to get back up here, and we were all the way up here back in the 80s, right? 88, 80 strong U.S. dollar, poor U.S. dollar back here in the 70s, late 70s, I guess you would say. And now we're kind of on this trajectory to kind of go up again. And it's not confirmed yet, but we're just kind of waiting. If this starts to skyrocket, Bitcoin will just keep going down, unfortunately. Just keep going down. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Hey, Monster. Yeah, when the market kind of cools off a little bit, I'm gonna start doing some more options plays and stock plays and stuff like that. I may move it over to my second channel or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I might keep this one crypto, another one stocks, or I might just do a little bit of both here, but I'm not entirely sure just yet. But maybe yeah, maybe I probably will do the second channel. I already have that other channel's like 300 something subscribers to it, but I think I'd move it over there specifically because sometimes I want to give you guys more than 3 videos in a day. And so what happens is YouTube will only notify you to like 3 videos. So if I want to do 3 options videos in a day, you guys will get notified for each and every one of those videos. But if I do 3 options videos and 3 crypto videos, along with the streams, you guys would only get like half of those notifications. And that means you guys may be notified for one of my videos, but you guys won't be notified for one of my streams. And right, any way that works doesn't really help out the channel, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some more stock and options videos right now. But We talked about it a little bit ago. The market is so choppy that it's not even listening to its own technicals. That's a scary time to be in the market. The Wall Street's kind of high on this drug of free money. They got their we've just stopped giving them the dope, and they haven't even gone into withdrawal yet, right? And so that's what we're kind of waiting for there. And the same time that withdrawal is happening, probably Bitcoin will get hit pretty hard as well, right? And hey, Matt, it's happy to see you as well. Let's see. What do we got right here? Is that it? Pros and the trash can right now. Yeah, hey, Christopher, there's going to be a lot of bad plays right now. I mean, everything's going to be down. It's not just that. Here, go over to coinmarketcap.com. Go over the last 30 days. Last 30 days, Bitcoin is down 16%. Ethereum is down 17. BNB is down 11. XRP is down 25. Sol is down 35. Luna is down 26. ADA is down 33. Dogecoin's down 6. Not that bad. AVAX is down 37. Polkadot is down 35. SHIB is down 20. Wrapped Bitcoin is down 16. Matic is down 35. So, there's a huge mixed bag of things right now that are going down. So, it's not going to be just Crow. I don't even know what Crow is unless let's go down a little bit more. It should be pretty close up here. Crow is because a lot of people stick their coins for those nice little credit cards they had. And now they're realizing how much money they're losing. Where's Crow? I probably just skipped over it, but I'm not too concerned. Yeah, it's 20. I skipped over it. But yeah, year to date, open up the year at 56 cents. Right now, it's currently at 28 cents. So it's definitely lost a bit of money. If I go back over here, now that I know where it's at 20. Oh, Kronos. I hate the name Kronos. But yeah, it's down about 40% for the year, or in the last 30 days. Oh, the last 30 days, excuse me. Year to date, it's down 50%. There you go. All right, so, it's only going to get worse, guys. It's only going to get worse. According, just my opinion, though. Right? So, but yeah, guys, that's about it. I'll see you guys tomorrow evening around 6 p.m. Pacific time at the same time as now. If Jerome Powell has a meeting where he talks tomorrow, like beyond just the normal day-to-day meeting stuff, I will go on live and we'll talk about it. We'll see if the market's doing okay. If for whatever reason tomorrow Bitcoin has a major crash or a little bit of a pop, like I think it might happen tomorrow. No technical support. They're just kind of a hunch of how whales like to crap on people. I'll go live for that as well. But for the most part, it's really a time for us to just either practice day trading, practice swing trading, practice trading. If you guys don't have an exchange that has paper trading, use BitGet. I have a link down below for that. But you're just going to be practicing, and kind of waiting for a larger move down here. And if you guys want to know how to trade a capitulation, right? I just put a video out a few minutes ago. Everything you need to know about a Bitcoin capitulation. It'll help you out a lot. I even put it in a slideshow format to make it easier for you guys, okay? So, keep it easy, guys. It's going to be a rough time ahead, at least, in my opinion. But we have an opportunity to have maybe one last pop before everything starts to get dramatic for us, okay? Thanks again.